Andor Season 2 was a fantastic showcase of craftsmanship in movie making. But does this mean that this movie is perfect, or this TV show is perfect? It is not. There's a lot of things that were there that perhaps could have been improved. But I think the most important aspect of the TV show was the things that it did so right that really overshadowed other things that were not necessarily that good. Now, in talking about the things that were perfect, in my opinion, definitely it was the choice of the cast. There's no other TV show in this franchise or even the movies that I think that the cast is as strong as this one. Diego Luna, he's a fantastic actor. I've been following him since he was a kid, of course, back in Mexico, where I'm from, where I grew up. He was an actor, a child actor that did a lot of soap operas, did a lot of different TV shows for children. But he is such a fantastic actor that brings so much persona, something that definitely we saw in Rogue One. We knew that there was something about him that he injected into the persona of Andor. And of course, here in the TV show, you're able to see it in pretty much everything. And you can see his emotions, the way he holds on to them, the way he is reluctant to do what he knows he has to do for the sake of others. And there's a lot of things, there's so many layers in his character that are really fascinating to me. And he is not the only one. Of course, he is the main protagonist in this TV show, but there's so many actors that they also have time to shine. I think one of the most important ones is Stellan Skarsgård as Lieutenant Rail. Lieutenant is so good. Stellan is such a fantastic actor. Of course, he's been a proven actor for many years. He's done so many fantastic things. But the way he brings Luthen, this character that is a mentor, at some points you hate him because of the way he does and the choices he makes. But he is so fixated into doing what he knows he is his calling or his purpose, and is to dismantle, to bring down this empire, this republic. There are times in the TV show that I feel, okay, where are we going with this? And then of course he leads us into an explanation of motivation, the reason why some of these characters are so invested into doing what is right. And that, in my opinion, is what really makes this show shine. Not only we see it from the perspective of the people who are the resistance, but also those who are part of this empire, and they are motivated by their own personal gain because of their own personal experiences and trauma. It leads them to do what they need to do, what they think is the right thing to do for them to survive. It is a show of survival, and this is the part where really entices you to continue to watch the show as it progresses, because what you see on the screen are survivalists, are people who have gone through the motions of life and they have lost so much in the process, but they still have hope to move forward, which has always been the catalyst or the most important thing of the word, or the thing that everything centers about this show. And you saw that, of course, in Rogue One. It's all about hope. There's always hope. And even though there are moments that are super dark in the TV series where you feel like, man, it feels depressing and it's so sad, but at the end of the day, it's about hope that motivates people to keep moving forward. Now, there were a lot of people who were not completely sold on the idea of having this prequel, of course, to the fantastic Rogue One movie. And I was one of them in a lot of ways. I was thinking that, I would watch it, but not necessarily I would feel that it's a necessary thing to do, because the film really captured everything you need to know about these characters. But I think I've been proven wrong by just watching the TV show, because it has done a fantastic job in unraveling the characters, the scenes, and definitely all the stuff that is laid there in preparation to what would be, of course, the original trilogy. It's a fantastic prequel to that as well. It's just well done. It touches in a lot of different areas: emotional, spiritual, political, and things that you sometimes don't really look at and that you're really as concerned. It's a very mature TV series. It makes you grow as a viewer as well, as a Star Wars fan, because you can see all the different layers that always been part of Star Wars, but a lot of fans sometimes skip for the things that are more cheesy or the things that are more fun to watch. It is a TV series that it has a lot of undertones, a lot of things that are in reference to politics, in reference to life, and in reference to depression and sadness. I think that this TV series encapsulates all of that, and it does it so masterfully that it's a TV show that is a wonder to watch. It's a wonder to watch, not only because of the perfect cast or because of the messages that are there, but also because I would say the studio put so much emphasis in really bringing this TV series and make it so realistic. And I'm telling you, another thing that I love about the TV series is the wardrobe. I think in the all the different scenes and all this stuff, the studio created so many areas to film, to build this world and this planets in a way that it looks just fantastic. Of course, there's CGI, but a lot of the stuff that was done also was, you know, traditional effects, and it's just so well done. I you can see how much money they put into this TV series. It's insane. And to be honest with you, you would say, I've seen TV shows that I love. They don't have to be super expensive. But when looking at Star Wars, with everything that is created in this universe, it's so good to watch something where the directors are so enthralled into doing everything. They are detail oriented, and they know the fans are detail oriented, and they want to bring as much as possible so you can feast with your eyes while you're watching this TV series. Now, with all that being said, again, the TV series is not perfect, and if you are a perfectionist, you're going to find the problems. And one of them perhaps is, you know, at times it prolongs some of the muppiness, you could call it that. There are moments where I feel that it goes so deep, it tried to be so artsy at times, that maybe it doesn't try to be. It knows it is, but it goes a little overboard with the muppiness and the sadness, and that creates some slow moments throughout some of the episodes. As much as it's needed, the feeling of the characters, to understand the characters and motivation, at the same time, there are times where you can do it too much, and it becomes a little bit depressive, you know, without need to be that depressive. So, you know, there were a couple moments where I felt, okay, we can move on from this aspect. We can move on from this. And then there's no need to stick on this forever and pretty much use an entire episode to try to explain something that we already know. So there are moments there where I feel that they could have done better than that. But honestly, those moments are not compromisers in a way that can destroy the quality of a TV series that it's good. As a whole, it's good. But yeah, there are moments where there's not as much action, there's more exposition, and it's exposition heavy for sure. And if you don't like exposition, if you're not necessarily a fan of those things, or to think through, or to really kind of analyze things, or the message, what in this case the director, the writers are trying to express, or even the actors are trying to express through what they do while they portray these characters, then you will feel yourself pretty much like fish out of water. But if you like exposition, when it's done right, then you're definitely going to find the value on this TV series. I'm not a purist, I've never been. I love the trilogies because I grew up with the original trilogy. You know, I'm okay with the prequels. I came to love them later in life, but I like them. I have no issue with the most recent trilogy, the Rey trilogy. Yeah, of course, you know, they all have their own ins and outs. I'm still gonna you tell me what's the best, I'm still gonna tell you the original trilogy. But I would say Rogue One, in its differences, in its different tone, in its different way to express or to bring a message, darker, yes, more depressive, yes, is at the same level of the original trilogy. Since I watched the TV show, I haven't watched Rogue One. I've been tempted to do it, and perhaps I'm gonna do it after I have this review. I'm definitely going to watch it again because it's a film that definitely really captures everything well, but now it feels more complete. Now it feels that I can understand more Andor. I can understand his motivation, what really brought him to where he was, all the losses, all the people, and definitely the actors and the actresses. Yeah, there are parts of the TV show that I felt that they could have just explored a little more, particularly with some characters that I felt that they didn't have a good conclusion on the villain side, on the hero side, on the everybody side, because in reality, at the end of the day, they're not real heroes or villains. They are people just surviving. They're survivalists and survivors really trying to keep moving. keep moving in a world, in a galaxy that it does, even though it's far, far away, it doesn't feel so far, far away from the reality that we live today. People are just trying to survive, you know, whatever space, whatever reality they live in, everyone is trying to survive. And I think this is a fantastic TV show. If you haven't watched, or you haven't even watched the first season or second season, I recommend you to do it. You haven't finished watching the second season, take your time to watch it. I know some people want to go straight up just so they can review it. I don't do that, because I just like to savor every moment, every episode. And I feel that there's so much you can take out of this, that it's going to enrich you as a viewer, as a Star Wars fan, but definitely as a movie goer, a TV show fan, as a whole person, as a fan of all things fandom, of all things pop culture. It definitely is going to enrich you. So I highly recommend this. So if I have to give this TV series a final score, even with the little flaws, in my book, it's a 9 out of 10. I think it's a complete thing, even with little flaws here and there, that they don't really take away from the reality, from the truth, that this is a perfect prequel to a fantastic film that is at the same level of the original trilogy. But what is your opinion, my friends? What do you think about Andor? Did you watch the final season? Are you a fan of it? You're not a fan? You think that something I miss here, something could have been done better? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. All the links are in the description. And also consider supporting the channel financially. You can do that through Patreon, through PayPal. Thank you for your support. My friends, God bless. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.